Hey, stay tuned as I pick the best new metal releases of the week. Hey, I'm Sean and welcome back to my channel, Some Dude in Texas. Now, over the past week, there have been a lot of new metal releases, and I checked out most of them, but three of them really stood out, and I'm going to talk about those this episode. Now, there was one that kind of flew under the radar that I didn't see that was released a couple weeks ago, and we're going to talk about that one as well. Now, this first album is from a band from Canada. It's called SARKASM. And the album is As Empires Decay, and it's on Extreme Music Records. So they've actually started in 1990. Now, they put out multiple, demos or EPs in the early 90s, but never a full-length album until now. Now, their Bandcamp site lists them as sounding kind of like, Gore Guts, Oblivion, Death, Pestilence, or the band Absurd. To me, I think they're kind of borderline death metal, but that heavy technical thrash metal. Now, they're a 4-piece band, and this album's got 10 tracks on it. The guitars are heavy, the drums are pounding, and the vocals, I really like the vocals. To me, he reminds me of, he's got a little bit of a Chuck from Death, but it reminds me a lot of the band Devastation and Believer, the way he delivers his vocals. It's a little bit different, but I dig it. I think it sounds great. Now, it took these guys 30 years, I'm not sure why, to put out a full-length album, but man, I'm glad they did. I mean, this thing is well written, well produced, not over polished, still got a little bit of a raw sound to it, and just everything about it is great. If you like that technical, thrash metal, or even that kind of little bit of technical death metal, I think this album, is right up your alley. Now, the album cover I think is pretty cool. It reminds me of Obituary's album World Demise. I think it's fits good, with the lyric content, kind of political and just kind of what goes on in life. So once again, I really like this album. If you're into that technical thrash metal, even the kind of a little bit of old school death metal, I think you'll dig it. The next band is from the Netherlands, and they're called Dead Will Walk, and the album is called New Day of Dawning. Now, it's a 6-song EP, and it's described as 6 gruesome tales from the grave. Now, the lyrics are horror movie themed, and I think they capture that whole vibe pretty good with the album cover. It's kind of got that 60s, 70s, early 80s, zombie movie vibe to it. And they also use the Crypt Keeper from Tales from the Crypt on their intro and on their outro. So that's pretty cool. Now, although this is a Dutch band, you can tell they were heavily influenced by Swedish death metal bands such as Entombed, Dismembered, Grave, and so on. All the way down to the vocals and that chainsaw guitar tone. Now, they put out a video for the title track, the New Day of Dawning song. And if you haven't had a chance to check that out, I recommend it. It's pretty cool. It's done in like a silhouette style, and they're on top of this hill with the moon behind them. And it's overlooking a graveyard. So you can see all the tombstones, but you can see dirt flying around and moving while the zombies are coming out. It's got a real creepy feel to it. It's pretty cool. I think you enjoy it. Now, if you do like the sound of, that classic Swedish death metal, I think you'll definitely enjoy this band. It's a 6-song EP, and every song is awesome on it. So check it out. Now, this next album is from a band from the UK called Seven Doors. It's Feast on the Repulsive Dead. Now, this is a one-man band. The guy's name is Ryan Wills. Tell you what, he is an awesome musician. Put out 11 tracks of horror and gore-themed death metal. Now, this album, it's well produced. It's not overproduced. It's not polished. Still got a little bit of that raw feel to it. And the songs are just well written. It's got a great guitar tone. Drums sound great. Vocals are awesome. Not too loud, not too quiet. Got a little bit of reverb on them. I tell you, man, the solos on this album are awesome, man. Once again, like I said, Ryan Wills, he is talented. Now, my favorite song on this is going to be the title track, Feast of the Repulsive Dead. About a minute and a half in, man, he has just gnarly, just nasty breakdown, man, with some squeals and chugs. It's just, it kind of catches you off guard, but it fits the song well. It's awesome. And also, check out the album cover, man. It's just got that cool kind of 70s, 80s kind of early horror movie theme to it, and I think it fits the songs on this album perfect. So if you're into the old school horror themed, death metal, this album is right up your alley. I mean, I dig it. It's my favorite album of all the releases this week. I think you should check it out. Now, this last album kind of flew under the radar for me. I didn't catch it when it came out earlier this month, but I did come across it as I was going down my rabbit hole on YouTube. It's a three-piece band out of India named Kasck. It's a 4-song EP named Deal with the Devil. Now, this is your new wave of old school thrash metal. Not like Metallica, Anthrax, or Slayer or Megadeth, but more along the lines of like Exodus, Violence, Forbidden, Death Angel. Now, this EP is well written and well produced. Not overproduced, still has that raw sound to it. Now, one thing that stuck out to me was the singer's vocals. Now, the way he delivers the lyrics and the way he sounds reminds me a lot of Wayne Static from Static X. Now, I checked out some live videos of these guys, and for a three-piece band, I tell you, they sound huge. You wouldn't think there was just one guitar player. Now, the solos do kind of remind me of Metallica's, Kurt Hammett. He uses a lot of wah, not bad, fit the songs great. Now, they also put out a video about a year and a half ago for the song Death to the Crooked. Now, it's like a flashback to watching the second half of Headbangers Ball, right, when they played all the thrash and death metal videos. It's got, you see the guys jamming on stage, but then it goes to, news clips of what's going on around the world. Definitely has that early 90s vibe to it. Really enjoyed this EP. I thought the guys did a great job. So check it out. That wraps up this episode. I appreciate you watching. And be sure to hit the subscribe and like button. And leave me some comments. Let me know what you thought about my picks and also what you've been listening to recently. And once again, thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.